So welcome to Star Wars 101. What we're going to do today, class, is we're going to talk about Star Wars and the timeline. So
and that's the Star Trek, right? Is that what?
Okay, you're dismissed.
Pointy ears?
Out of class. No, get out of here. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to have with our props, we're going to go through the timeline of Star Wars movies. So Darth Vader here, he's going to represent Episode 4.
And we started with Episode 4.
We started with Episode 4. That's correct.
Does he not know how to count?
Well,
why did we start with 4?
He wanted you to kind of know that there's this bigger universe that's going on. You're starting in a used universe. Things are not shiny. Things are not just created. You've got beat up warships. You've got villains and good guys, and everything has been going on for a while. Okay. So you're kind of dropped right in the middle of this great story, and that's why it starts with Episode 4.
It's like low budget, like bad ships, low actors. Is that what we're getting at here?
You know, they did have like almost all new actors for all these parts. Nobody had ever heard of Harrison Ford or Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill. They didn't know who any of these people were.
Got it.
So 1977, Darth Vader made his debut, Episode 4.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so good stuff happens. Yay, at the end, the heroes won. They blow up the Death Star. Well, he's the bad guy. See, you can tell because he's got the red evil lightsaber.
Well, why is red evil?
Red is evil because...
Was George Lucas a liberal?
He's angry. That's why. Was he a liberal? He very much was a liberal. Absolutely.
Is that why the bad guys had red lightsabers instead of blue?
What they call this is like starting point 0. They call that the Battle of Yavin. So that's 0 point. Yavin? That's...
Why, what?
So Yavin is the name of the planet that the rebels are on that the Death Star is trying to blow up at the end of the movie.
Who named this planet? Was that George Lucas?
That was George Lucas.
So he can't spell and he can't do numbers?
You know what? It's because of things like that you now have this Star Wars meme generator, Star Wars name generator, where you just put in a bunch of random letters and out pops names of planets and characters and all sorts of good stuff.
Make a movie.
I know, right? Well, you know what? He's a very creative guy. So, Battle of Yavin.
Yavin?
0. So now we have the next movie, Empire Strikes Back. So representing Empire Strikes Back, we have Han Solo and Carbonite as a USB flash drive.
Okay.
So that movie takes place 3 years in universe after this one.
Okay.
So the rebels are on the run. They're from the Empire. From Darth Vader. Because he's the big bad guy. They're on the run, and we're like, okay, we need a new base, but things aren't looking good because the Empire has indeed struck back. So it's a good movie. People love it. A lot of people, it's their favorite movie. Okay. But it's kind of a downer. I mean, the good guys lost at the end.
Did they die?
Well, let's take inventory. Luke gets his hand chopped off.
Wait, you didn't say spoiler alert, though. So now, what if
I'm not doing spoiler alerts for 36-year-old movies. Okay. Forget it. If you haven't seen it by now, you're out of luck.
It's okay. Okay, so Luke gets his hand chopped off.
Luke gets his hand chopped off. Han Solo frozen in carbonite. Princess Leia is sad and on the run. Return of the Jedi, starring Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. So Admiral Akbar here, he's going to represent Return of the Jedi, which is Episode 6. So we have 4, Episode 5, Episode 6.
And was this set like underwater? Why are there fish people as our lead now?
You know what?
Star Wars.
Right? Star Wars takes place in space, on planets, underwater. You know, I would have expected him to have like a fishbowl on his head or something, right? The name of his species, Mon Calamari.
I don't even really want to know. We'll just move on.
Calamari, squid. Okay. So Death Star blown up. Darth Vader, spoiler alert.
Okay, thank you.
Darth Vader dies. Luke Skywalker wins. And so everybody lives happily ever after.
Okay.
Right?
That was the end of it?
That was the end of it. That was 1983. We're all done.
Okay.
However, so what they do is they create Episode 1. All the way over here. So we have Darth Maul. He is going to represent...
Darth Vader's son?
I can understand the confusion. No, he's much more awesome than that.
Oh,
we'll get. He's actually 30 years before Darth Vader was even around. Okay. He was still just a little kid over here. Darth Vader was a 9-year-old boy when this movie came out.
So he was watching the movie?
Well, he was he was a part of the movie.
Became Darth Vader from watching Darth Maul's movie. He said, I want
He's
to be
still
like that guy.
right. Well, he does eventually turn into a fellow Darth. This is the children's adaptation of Attack of the Clones. If you want to read it, I'd highly recommend it. It's cute. And so in this one, that's going to be 19 years before A New Hope, and so little Anakin Skywalker, who is about 8 years old here in Episode 1.
Okay.
In Episode 2, he's older. He's kind of like the preteen, maybe about like 12, 13 years old,
Like
somewhere
the
around
annoying
there.
kid.
And so we've got 1, 2, and this is the kind of like the missing piece between the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy.
Connects it all.
It does connect the dots, exactly. And so in this movie, they claim, the producers and directors say, okay, this is the movie fans have been waiting for. This is the one where you see the Jedi wiped out, because there's no Jedi around here.
Oh.
You get to see Anakin Skywalker become Darth Vader, where he is right here in his operating table. He's missing his legs and his helmet, so he's becoming Darth Vader right there.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like connecting all the dots of how Anakin Skywalker fell to the dark side and became Darth Vader.
Oh.
So kind of this trilogy of 3 movies right here, this is the fall of Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
And then over here, these 3 trilogy of movies, this is the redemption of Anakin Skywalker.
I spent a lot of time on Anakin Skywalker.
This is his story.
Oh.
This is
6
the Anakin
movies for one
Skywalker story.
story.
What they're going to do is they're going to create what they call Star Wars stories.
Star Wars.
So these are movies that take place still in this Star Wars universe, but not necessarily along this timeline following these characters.
Okay.
So coming out this December 2016, we're going to have a movie called Star Wars Rogue One. And this is going to be a movie that's going to take place still in this timeline. So it's going to take place approximately right in here. It's going to take place between episodes 3 and episode 4.
Wow.
And
It's a really big movie to borrow its way.
oh, I hope so. They're hoping it'll be a big movie because they're taking chances.
Yeah.
They're saying, well, we're not
Did they
going
give
to.
the movie money this time to actually make it.
So far, we've come out with a trailer that looks awesome and a behind-the-scenes sizzle reel that makes it look even more awesome. So yeah, they've got money. It's a guerrilla-style movie where they're down in there in the trenches with these guys, like a Band of Brothers war-type movie,
Okay.
And so the premise for Rogue One right here is they're stealing the plans to the Death Star.
Okay.
This is the big bad guy's weapon that they're building,
Yeah.
and that they were trying their best to take out and instill fear in the galaxy and take out our good guys.